Hi, everybody. It is Kathy, and I love to be selling. Come on in, sellers. I'm going to be talking all about eBay's winter seller update that just came out recently. And what I'm specifically going to talk about is the increase in fees. I want to look at it. We're going to analyze it. And the big thing is I have solutions for you. Because the way I operate is I like to know what the policies are. It's like, what are the eBay policies, right? What are the best practices? What is eBay doing? To look at it realistically. I don't inflate. I'm not what I call a sky is falling type, which is like, right? Is, okay, what's going on? And I'm very pragmatic. So for those of you who follow me, and thank you so much, those of you who do, who join me on Facebook, who listen to me on YouTube and my podcasts, thank you. And I always appreciate your feedback. So you know what I do is I look at things and then I'm like, okay, what can we do? And I give my best to you and I give several solutions. So that's what we're doing with the winter seller update is the fees are going up. I mean, there's no way to spin it any other way. The selling fees are going up and they are going up for everyone. So sometimes eBay has changes in policies and they only impact the store sellers or top rated sellers. The fee changes impact all sellers. And I'm going to look at the two main areas where fees are going up because you may have overlooked one. And it's pretty substantial, which is why you don't want to overlook it. And we're going to look at the changes in promoted listings, if you haven't taken a look at that. And we're going to take a look at the final value fee changes. And I have solutions in both and a couple different ideas so that you can select what's best for you. You all know that I'm not a cookie cutter coach. This is not one size fits all. Everybody has different situations. They sell different variety of inventory, and many people sell a big variety. But even within that variety, there's things that you tend to gravitate towards. Some sellers are part-time sellers. Some are full-time sellers. So really, as you make the choice that is best for you and for your business. So if you haven't taken a look at it, I always encourage you is to read the updates for yourself and read it through, as you have time. So what I typically do is I do it in 15, 20-minute chunks because there's a lot of information. But the area we're going to look at is fees and financial. That always grabs my attention. I'm like, fees? My money? Let's talk about that. So if you search, you'll find the eBay winter seller update. And let me just pull it up for you. And this is the fee update. And I'm going to date this. This is February 14th of 2022. And the two areas where you're going to see fee updates are promoted listings. And where it's changed is the promoted listing standard, and I'll explain that, and the final value fees. I'm going to address promoted listings first. It is a more advanced selling strategy. So if you're new, this may not apply to you. So just sort of listen and just use it when you are ready to use it. It's the simplest to go through. And then I'm going to go through the final value fees. So what's changing with promoted listings? And if you're not aware of it, promoted listings, there are three versions of promoted listings. The one that most of us are used to is promoted listings standard. And I'm going to come back here. Promoted listings standard is what eBay has offered us for several years now. It was limited to certain sellers. Now everybody that's been selling for a while on eBay has access to promoted listings standard is what it's called now, which is pay per sale model. You put your listing into, it needs to be fixed price for promoted listing standard. You choose the percentage you want to pay eBay. You only pay if there's a direct click on the item. So if I'm selling the pen that the shopper finds the pen through eBay promoted listings, it'll say sponsored on the eBay site. So you know it's promoted. They click it and they buy the exact item off of eBay. You're charged because it's a pay per sale model. Now, if they look at the pen and then they go over and look at my scissors and buy my scissors, I don't pay eBay a promoted listing fee. I only pay if it's a direct click on the item from the sponsored placement that eBay's giving me. And there is a cookie that's placed on the item from me, the buyer. So if that buyer comes back a week later, 2 weeks later, you're still charged. And they buy that exact item, you're still charged the promoted listing fee. It's a 30-day cookie. So once they land on that pen, within 30 days, if they buy it, you're charged. That's promoted listing standard. The way eBay's been, and then there's promoted listings express. I'll just go through it quickly, but we're only going to be talking about standard. Is you can now use promoted listings for an auction. And if you're listing an auction, you'll see that available to you if you want to do that. And then there's promoted listing advanced, which is a pay-per-click model, okay, which is every time the person clicks whatever you've promoted within the parameters that you give eBay, you're charged, okay? So back to promoted listing standard. The way eBay's been assessing the fees is on the item price. So if you charge for shipping, let's say the pen is $4.99 plus $3.99 shipping when it sells, I've been charged the promoted listing fee on the item price, not on the shipping and not on the sales tax. What they're going to be doing is when the item sells, it's going to be the entire amount. So it's the item, the shipping, and the sales tax. The promoted listing fee is now on the entire transaction cost. If you do a lot of free shipping, it's not going to be that much of a change because you're already getting your fee assessed on the item. Now the only difference is it's also going to be assessed on the sales tax that's charged. Okay. So you'll probably see like a slight bump. But if you charge a lot for your shipping, not a lot, but you know what I mean, that many of your listings you charge for the shipping. And if you ship heavy things so that your shipping is high, let's say your shipping is $30 or $40, perhaps you're shipping furniture or just heavier items, a heavy home decor item, gym equipment, you're going to see a big bump because you're now getting charged your promoted listing fee. Again, it's pay per sale model. It's not pay per click on the entire, I could keep saying that because I had to read it a couple of times. I double checked. I talked to eBay. It is on the entire amount. Now, the good news for you and me is it doesn't start until June 1st. So just keep an eye on things. This is what I'm counseling people is just keep an eye on it. Like go to your promoted listings dashboard. And if you do promoted listings, you have one. Okay. It's in your seller hub and take a look. For instance, if you have $3,000 in sales through promoted listings, and you're going to find this out in your promoted listings dashboard, and your fee was $45 for that $3,000 in sales, you go, okay, that's what it is. And watch it. If it goes up to $50 or $55 and you're still making $3,000, you want to watch your margins. You want to watch everything going on. That's still okay. So just be aware of the fact that it's going to change June 1st. If you're free shipping, you will not see much of a change. Again, the sales tax will be part of it, but it's not going to be that much of a bump up unless you have very high cost items. So high cost items, or you've been charging for shipping, keep an eye on your promoted listings dashboard. And that's what I'm counseling people is just watch your dashboard, see what happens. If you find it's really starting to get high, your promoted listings fee, then take a look at the percentage you're paying eBay. You're in control with promoted listings. You control the percentage that you're paying them. And if it's bumping up and really eating into your margins and not what you want, margin is how much you're making after everybody gets paid, then change it. Okay, so till June 1st, go make friends with your promoted listings dashboard. Next thing, your fees, your final value fees are going up. And this is what you need to take a look at. So take a look at the fees and financial section of the update. Okay. And where are we? Here we go. Final value fee increases in most categories. And this is starting much sooner than the promoted listings. It's starting March 1st. The final value fee for store sellers will increase by 0.3%. Doesn't sound like a lot, but get out your calculators. For example, a seller with a basic and above store who sells in home and garden will see an increase from 11.7 to 12, which is a difference of 0.3%. Final value fees without a store, sellers without a store, it goes up a little bit more. It's 0.35% in most categories as opposed to 0.3. For example, sellers who sell on eBay motors, parts, and accessories without a store will see an increase from 12.55 to 12.9. So on average, it's going up by about 0.3. Again, how do you find out how painful that is to you? Is you get out a calculator and you do the math. You can look at your eBay invoices, add 0.3% to the final value fees that you're paying so you know how much it's going up. Again, look at your margins. There might be some items that you source where your margins are tight, which means you're not making a lot of money. And you might reconsider once those items are sold, whether you're going to want to continue them. Okay, this is just like a lot of sellers. I have seller friends on other sites where they're selling more commodity items. So for instance, they sell pens. They won't sell a single pen. The shipping is too much, and the final value fee they're paying to process it to get their money is too much. So they only sell the pens in packs of 2 and 3 or 5. So you can take a look at that if you're a multi-quantity seller or a commodity seller, something with a barcode, something that you're sourcing wholesale, that you might take a look at doing more combination packs. So you're not selling singles. You're only going to sell 2s and 3s. Why? Because typically that'll increase your margin, because one of these is perhaps 4 or 5 ounces. But if you do 2 or 3, it's only 6 or 7 ounces. So you're actually going to make more money per transaction. So you might sell less, but make more money because you're increasing your profit margin, how much money you're making on each transaction. So take a look at the final value fee. And the easiest way to do it is look at your own invoice and look at the final value fee you're paying. On the seller update, it lists all the categories. You'll see how much it's going up, and it's going up March 1st, which is why I'm bringing it up now. See how much more you're going to be paying. And then you can decide, for instance, if your items are all sourced fairly inexpensively, there may be $1 or $2, and you're selling them for $20, $30, you're fine because your margins are so good. If you're paying more for your item, so perhaps I'm paying $5 for my item or $10 for my item, and let's say I have a $10 item that I'm selling for $25 or $30. If I'm doing free shipping in that, and now my final value fees are going up too, just keep an eye on how much you're making on each transaction. One way, and this is so how to deal with this. It's like, okay, the final value fees are going up, which means the cost of my selling on eBay is increasing. My insertion fee is not going up, right? Because some sites, they charge you an insertion fee. eBay does when you use up all your free listings. And then there's a final value fee. It's the final value fee that's going up. And of course, we want to sell, right? Is source things where I'm going to make a higher margin. Or in addition to that, is how can I increase my margin, which is how much I'm making, on each item. One, if you're using any add-ons, if you're using subtitles, if you're listing with second categories, anything where you're charged an additional fee by eBay, take a long, hard look if you want to keep doing that or not. You may not, okay? The second thing, and this is the one that works whether you're a newer seller or a more experienced seller, is look at your shipping, okay? For lighter items, lighter to me is like under 3 or 4 pounds. No matter whether you're newer or more experienced, it's always good to go back and revisit your shipping and look at how you are shipping items, okay? If you can bring your weight down on your item, at times even only an ounce, you can save 30 cents, 40 cents per item or more. And the way you learn about this is you can go to the USPS website and you can look at what the charts are. Typically, and I was looking at it, typically when you go from 4 ounces to 5 ounces, there's a jump. When you go from 8 ounces to 9 ounces, there's a jump. And when you go from 12 ounces to 13 ounces, it's a jump. So maybe I have one size poly mailer and I use it if the item is small and I use it if the items are bigger. It can be worthwhile to now stock smaller poly mailers so that when my item is smaller, that might save me half an ounce or an ounce and bring my shipping costs down. The other thing is that the priority padded flat mailer, which is a flat rate, is your friend. Through eBay, I was looking at this, and I actually, because I shop on eBay a lot, I actually got something that was mailed to me in a padded flat. This is the padded flat rate. There's also cardboard envelopes, okay, but this is the padded flat rate. And you can fit a lot in these. You can fit shoes in these. You can fit blue jeans in these, all kinds of clothes, collectibles, if you like wrap them up nice and bubble wrap and put them in a little box and then put them in. But this was the deal. So this woman's mailed to me. It was a dress. Dresses fit in this. She paid $9.65 for the padded flat rate. And the reason it jumped out at me was because I could see the USPS label on it rather than the eBay shipping label. And I looked at it because I know how much I use these a lot. I was like, get out of here. Through eBay, it's $8.20 to mail a padded flat rate mailer. And if you're using a commercial shipping service, because some people use other shipping services, it's $8.45. So if she had used eBay shipping labels, she would have saved over $1. And if you're shipping 3 or 4 of these a week, that's $4 a week, right? It helps a lot, especially when you have things like final value fees are going up. That's $4 a week or $5 or $10, depending on how much she's shipping. That's back in her pocket. And she's doing the same thing for whatever reason she was taking the packages to the post office. I'm like, use the eBay shipping labels. If you don't have a printer in your home, you've got the ability with the QR codes. You can take the QR code to the post office and you will get the eBay discounted rate. You will not be paying the USPS rate. So padded flat rates are your friend. The other ones that are your friend, and get friendly with them, is Regional A. Regional A comes in this shape, which is like a square box. It also comes in a longer box. You get them off the USPS website. When you're shipping on eBay, what you do, if you're unfamiliar with the regional rates, there's a drop-down menu. So let's say I've offered priority mail. I can drop it down and look at what the priority mail rate is. How much is it for the padded flat rate? $8.20. How much is it for the regional A? It will tell me. You can also use a regular box, just a regular brown box that you're using. You can use a regular box to ship regular priority, not the flat rate, right? Now, what I do is I've got priority stickers that I get from my post office. You can get them on the USPS website, and you can put that on it because oftentimes I'm here in New York. I shipped a dress that was over £1. It was cheaper for me to mail it regular priority than regional A because it was within my zip code. So I sent it in regular packaging with priority stickers, priority label on it. There's also, and I don't have one right here, there's a thing called a Civic mailer. It's like a poly mailer, but it's a priority mailer that you get free from your post office or off the USPS website. You could do the same thing with that. The thing with the free shipping supplies, these are free, is use them for how they're intended. So you're using the regional A's for regional A, using the padded flat rate for padded flat rate. And they also have regular priority boxes. They've got medium flat rate. There's an assortment. If you're new to shipping, I encourage you is order a variety. And also, you can order them off the USPS website. Just order some padded flat rate, order some regular flat rate, order some regional A's, order some mediums. Is have a variety so that way when you're shipping, I just use the eBay drop-down menu and it shows me what the prices are. And you save 20 cents here, 30 cents here. If you're able to, you're shipping perhaps 4 or 5 things a day or 10 or 15 things a day or 20 or 30 things a day. Even if you're only saving 50 cents a day times 5, you just save $2.50 a week. You just save $10 a month times 12. It adds up. I remember watching Shark Tank a couple of years ago. I love watching Shark Tank. One thing they do on Shark Tank all the time with the sellers, particularly the ones that have a physical product that they're shipping or that they have in a physical store that they're offering to people, is they work their tails off to bring the price down even 10 or 15 cents per item because they're selling 100 of them, 1,000 of them, and it adds up. Okay. So having the padded flat rate mailers, having the regional A's, there's also regional B. I was talking to a wonderful seller today. She saved herself a few dollars using a regional B today, is have them on hand because with the eBay shipping drop down, you can see what the prices are. eBay shipping labels are what is called commercial-based pricing. It is less than what you pay at the post office. Please, 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 even my new sellers, you really want to print your shipping labels through eBay, or again, use the QR code, which you can take to the post office, and you'll get the commercial-based pricing. You will save a lot of money. There's a slight learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be rocking it with eBay shipping. Okay. The big thing is use the drop down, look at the packaging that you're using. Okay. I did bring up the price difference. Where did that note go? About between 4 and 5 ounces, 8 and 9 and 12 and 13, because you might be packaging it. And if you use a slightly smaller poly mailer, perhaps you're wrapping it, I'm going to make something up with like 6 pieces of tissue paper. And if you just wrapped it on the inside with 2 pieces of tissue paper, so it's still pretty, it's still nice. You're not being skimpy on the way you're packaging. But if you can bring it down that ounce and save yourself the money, it is well worth it. For the heavier items, you definitely want to take a look at shipping services like Pirate Ship, because it goes by cubic pricing. But typically the things like Pirate Ship are better when you're on a heavier item. What I have found with things like regional A, regional B, the padded priority flat rate, is that commercial-based pricing is the best pricing you're going to get. I was on Pirate. I don't use Pirate Ship a lot because I use the padded priority mailers a lot, but I remember looking at the priority mailer, and it was the same price. They have commercial-based pricing. There's no further discount on it. When you're doing the cubic pricing, which can be good for bigger or heavier items, then it's really worth it. So just to recap, with the changes that are happening in promoted listings, which do not go into effect till June, keep an eye on your dashboard. Just see what's going on, how much your prices go up. You might see a big jump. You might not see a bad jump at all. So again, there are going to be people that are screaming the sky is falling on that. Just look at what's working for you and know that you can change the rate up or down at any point. You are in complete control. The changes in the final value fees go into effect March 1st. So take a look at it. It's like, okay, my fees are going up. How do I deal with this? One way to deal with it is to really put your shipping back under the microscope. I know for myself, there's certain things I would always mail. Where did it go? My padded flat rate mailer, which is like my love. And what I found was for certain zip codes that are close to me, that actually regular priority, depending on the weight, so you got to put it on a scale, was cheaper because they were so close to me. And that's why I encourage you to use that drop down. And again, you're saving yourself 50 cents a day, $1 a day, $2 a day. And my poor seller that paid her post office $9.65 when she could have paid eBay $8.20. I mean, if you're doing something like that where you're taking your padded mailers to the post office, you're saving yourself well over $1 by shipping with eBay. That's a lot of final value fees you're saving yourself. And again, you're increasing your margin. You're increasing how much you make on each transaction. Okay. The last idea that I had is, so with promoted listings, is watch your margins, watch your fees, because you can adjust it. With eBay, with the change in final value fees, definitely keep an eye on your invoices. But a great way to compensate for the increase that we're going to be seeing in our final value fees is increase how much I'm saving on my postage by really putting that back under the microscope and making sure, again, I'm shipping priority, but within priority, I have a lot of choices for me in priority. I've got the padded flat rate in priority. I've got regional A in priority. I've got regional B in priority. I've got medium flat rate in priority. And I can be doing cubic pricing, but do look at the flat rates because they offer a lot of variety that you can do. For your first class, So when you're going from 4 ounces to 5 ounces, these are the smaller items, 8 to 9, 12 to 13. Just look at what you're shipping in, okay? What size poly mailer? Could I make it a little smaller and perhaps save an ounce there? What's going in the bag? You want to take care of everything. You want to wrap it nicely. You want to do all of that, but just take a look at it. Is there any way I could bring it down by an ounce and save myself the money on the shipping? The last way, again, this is about increasing your profit margins, that you make more money selling on eBay, is to increase the speed that your item sells. This is called your sell-through rate or your conversion rate, which is how quickly the item sells. And this will vary depending on if it's a more commodity item, again, like pens, socks, pantyhose, that kind of thing, or what's more of a long tail or a collectible. But even in collectibles, there are collectibles that are highly desirable that sell rather quickly. Then there are other items, some wonderful vintage items that just take a little longer. But within that, whether it's a commodity item or a collectible item, there are things that you can do to help your listing sell more. It's called listing optimization. And I've got a great tip sheet for you. It's free. It's my gift to you. It's on my website, ilovetobeselling.com. So you're going to hop over there. And when you get to I Love to Be Selling, you're going to see the banner for this guide, eBay listings that sell, and grab it, because I want you to increase your sell-through rate. Again, even if you increase your sell-through rate, it's like the ounces on the package by a bit. Like I typically sell, let's say 3 a day. Let's say I can get myself to 4 a day or 5 a day. And let's say I sell 5 a day, I can get that to 6 or 7 a day. That means that inventory that is sitting on the shelf is converting to cash that much faster. That is your sell-through rate. And that's what eBay listings that sell is all about. If I can get that more cash in my pocket, then I've got cash for the final value fees, for my shipping, for everything else. And the more you can increase your conversion rate, your sell-through rate, it really increases the profitability of your business. So hop on over to my website, ilovetobeselling.com, and grab eBay listings that sell. It's completely free. It's my gift to you. But bye, everybody. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling.